Папа, я думаю, вот где снимали Jurassic Park. Пап, вот где снимали Jurassic Park.
Ito na, matabok na ito.
Вон, мам, мама, наш мини приехал.
Huh?
To the zoo.
We're going to the
Zoo.
zoo.
Safari zoo. We're almost there.
Yeah.
There's a traffic.
Now the gate is open.
But unfortunately for the baboons, sharing that much of similarity with us, now they are also facing threats like hunting. They don't only catch them to get their skins and sell them as pets, but they also use them for medicinal experiments, which unfortunately can also lead to the death of the baboons. In fact, most of the older baboons that we have in there were actually rescued against those illegal activities to them. But the ones closest to the humans who shares about 98.7% of our DNAs, I hope you were able to find and visit them today in our African village, the chimpanzees. I think part of the 1.3% that we have difference with the chimpanzees, they don't talk as much as I do. Now let's go and find more animals from different parts
Now
of
gate is
Africa.
opening.
Now we can keep all the next animals together on the same place on the same time because most of the next animals are herbivores. And what do the herbivores eat?
What is herbivores?
Plants,
Eating
grasses, leaves. Do they eat meat?
No.
Wait, yes. But they don't eat meat, so they will not be a threat to the next animals to them that they may be catching them.
Wow, zebra is there. Look.
There's an oryx. There's a giraffe. There is. Oh, there's
Okay, the first animal before we miss them towards the left side of the bus is the common eland. Common eland is the second biggest antelope from Africa. This is normally weighing between 400 to 900 kilograms.
wow,
But they can
900.
still run about 40 kilometers per hour. Together with them both on left and right sides, small brown gazelles are the impalas. Impalas are one of the most important and favorite prey of the carnivores like the cheetah.
There's a giraffe.
Trying to escape their predators, they run fast at about 80 kilometers
Look
per
at that
hour.
big horn.
The next animals might not be running as fast as the impalas do, but they use their back legs to protect themselves from their predators, the zebras.
Wow.
Very close, right?
Very close.
These are the scimitar horned onyx next to
Zebra.
those on the left side.
Zebra.
And also
Why
here
can
the
I
right
see your
side.
bobot?
Oryx zebra, so many. So many zebras.
Wow.
Towards the left, right side, those animals also with the stripes on the body are the greater kudus. Greater kudus are the fourth largest antelopes from Africa. You will easily spot the male ones with their long and spiral horns. Zebras on the other side, known because of their powerful legs, where a kick of a zebra, if it lands correctly, that can even break a lion's jaw. Or that could even kill a hyena, which is the single kick. Next animal here on the left side is the blue wildebeest. Blue wildebeest is mostly famous because of the Great Migration, when about 1.5 million of them gathered together and they moved from Tanzania to Kenya,
Yeah, we are in the school,
looking for
right?
a greener
Yeah, we're in a bus
pasture.
school. A
Animal
bus
school.
school.
Towards the right side of the
Yes,
bus,
it's
these
a
are
bus
the
animal school.
springboks.
Animal
Springbok
bus.
is the national animal of South Africa. They got the name from the Africans and Dutch words spring, which means jump, and bok, which means gazelle. Aside from jumping, those animals can also run about
Wow,
90
zebra.
kilometers per hour.
Nothing here.
And this one, I hope you can capture this one on your cameras. This is a very rare scene that you will find a giraffe sitting.
Wow.
Out in the wild, you will
Yeah.
never find a
See,
giraffe
giraffe is
sitting like this.
sitting.
Wow, I never.
Any idea why they don't sit in the wild?
So that they can run easily.
Yes. Because if they sit like this one, with their long legs, it will take time for them to fully stand when they see a predator next to them. And they might already be caught before they will be able to fully stand and move. Well, that giraffe is actually not trained to sit, but because of the safety that they are feeling, because they don't see any predators around them,
So
they
that's
can
why
afford
they're
to be also
sitting. Yeah, that's what they're
In the wild, they
sitting.
also act like a watchtower for those shorter animals who are living along with them.
yeah.
That's why in the wild, you will find a giraffe
Another gate.
running.
They're
You will
entering
find
another
all the
gate.
smaller
See?
animals next to them also running towards the same direction where the giraffes are going. Because they are all thinking that the giraffes seen a predator or a danger coming their way. That's why even here, when our giraffes are just playing along with each other, and they start running, those other animals around them still runs with them, thinking that there is a predator coming. And of course, this safari journey will never be complete without seeing and
Another
meeting the king.
Oh,
Let's go and find the lion.
Where are you, lion?
King of the jungle.
And to be more specific, the lions that we are going to find next are the African white lions.
Oh, African white lion, Taras.
African white lion.
Now you might be thinking now, what's the difference between the brown and the white lions? Well, it's mostly only their color that is different from each other. The white lions that we are going to find next are not albinos. This is a case of leucism or a genetic mutation. They only lack that pigmentation that produces the brown color of the lions. That's why you will find them a little lighter to almost white in color. These white lions are native from Timbavati and Kruger in South Africa.
On the
I
right
can
side.
already see some of them. Not on this side, on the right side.
Oh, come on, here.
They're sleeping. Again, sleeping.
Yes, they are sleeping.
Yeah.
And this is one of their natural behaviors and habits of sleeping. How much can they sleep?
They sleep
Huh?
like hamster.
Whole day. Actually almost a whole day. An average of about 18 to 20 hours in a day.
Wala, sir. What are
You see this one sleeping? With the leg up?
It's so near.
They're all male? How did you say it's all male? Those hair that covers the top of their head down to their neck and chest part, which only the males or the lions grow. The lionesses don't have them. But is it the only purpose of the male? Only to identify their gender?
Get up there.
Huh? They're good climbers. They can climb. No, this one under the rocks where he is sitting, we have misting facilities that helps them to cool down when it is a little bit too hot to them.
Are you opening your mouth like that, lion?
Just to show you the canine teeth there inside. But is the mane only used to identify their gender? Isn't it the only purpose of that one?
Ostrich.
Yeah, there's the ostrich in there.
Look at the legs. Tara, look at the legs.
La la la.
Well, ostrich, the lions also use their mane for their protection. The bigger and the thicker the mane they have, the greater protection that they have for their throat. Where the other ones are trying to catch them to suffocate them. And that one is also a display of attraction because in the eyes of the lioness or the females, the bigger and the thicker the mane they have, the more attractive they are. Which also poses a greater possibility for the lions to breed or reproduce. It can also be considered to be the crown of the lions being the kings. You might have noticed all the lions that we have in there are all males, yes. The females are in our African village.
Another bus.
So that's another group. This is one of their natural behavior of forming a group of all male lions.
They're going to
A
another
group
cave.
like them is what you call as the coalition. The other group type of the lions is called as the pride, like the white lions that we have in our African village, where you mostly have the lionesses or the females together with their young ones or their cubs. Now, being the kings and an apex predator from the continent of Africa, lions were also listed to be one of Africa's big five. Those 5 animals are not only ranked because of their sizes, but also because of their difficulty in hunting. Not by the illegal hunters, but their natural predators like the other animals around them. Joining them on the list are the next two animals that we are going to find. And these two animals are both big in size. One of them is full black in color
Where?
and is also known to be one of the most unpredictable animals in Africa.
So what is it?
These are the African Cape buffaloes.
Buffaloes!
Right side, right side, right side.
African Cape buffaloes are known because of their sharp memory. They do remember the bad things that were done to them. They even sometimes take back revenge. Using their big and strong horns that both the males and the females grow, they are one of the few animals in Africa who can also defend themselves against their predators. Towards the left side of the bus are the second biggest land mammals. Definitely bigger than the hippos.
Rhinos.
These are the rhinos.
Rhinos.
And to be more specific, these are the southern white
What is a
rhinoceros.
bird?
Well, those birds actually help them to clean up also their body, removing the insects and those parasites that bothers those big animals. And that is what you call as the symbiosis or the symbiotic relationship of the animals, where both of them benefit from the help of
Kuya
each
has an answer all
other.
the questions.
They are called as white rhinos, but are they actually white in color? They're white?
Carabao.
Carabao?
Well, the white rhinos are actually gray in color, and they are definitely not white. So if they are not white in color, then how did they get them the name as the white rhino?
Nagagawin mga gate, ano?
That one came from the African word
Here
wheat,
in front.
spelled as W-E-I-T, which actually means wide because of their size and their appearance. But those people who came to Africa misheard, and they thought that the Africans are calling them as the white rhinos. That's how they got the international name as the white rhino.
The hill, big,
Don't worry, we'll go there.
big cows.
Coming up next are these big, beautiful animals, largely found in Rwanda and Uganda in Africa. This is the Watusi cattle.
Si cattle.
Watusi cattle.
Ah, si cattle.
So Watusi next is the Watusi.
Watusi.
They got the name Watusi from the Tutsi tribe of Rwanda. I believe in the Philippines, Watusi is a different thing.
Yeah, firecracker.
Definitely not an animal. That one is a firecracker in the Philippines.
What to see? Yeah.
Yes, and Watusis are known because of their long horns, which can grow about 2 meters long from tip to tip. Not only used for their protection, but they also use that one to regulate their body temperature or to cool down. One of the most expensive cattle in Africa that they even compared the value of Watusi into gold bars.
Wala.
The next are these birds, both on left and right sides. Closer to the right side, big white birds are the white storks. Mostly
White
famous
storks!
because of that belief that once they see them flying on top of a house, that they are said to be bringing a baby. White storks is a symbol of fertility and also the national bird of countries like Belarus and Ukraine. Those two birds with full black wings and bald red head are the marabou storks. Another scavenger who normally follows the vultures in their scavenging activities.
Water.
We're going to the water.
Look at the water.
Yeah, we're heading back into the water. A quite deeper one, but a quite more dangerous one. Because coming up next is the second biggest
How dangerous.
crocodile.
I don't want to see it.
Coming up next are freshwater crocodiles from the long stretch of Nile River in Africa. These are the Nile crocodiles. This tall gray bird on top of the wall on the left side is the Goliath heron or the giant heron.
Here. Giant heron.
And here comes the crocodiles.
Now where is it?
The crocodile is sleeping again.
One is here next to the bus down here, and there's one there outside the water. And the question is, why is this one facing the bus opening its mouth? Outside the water.
Don't eat us.
He wants to eat us. So he sees some snacks inside the bus, huh?
The mouth is open.
Well, definitely not for eating. They keep their mouth open when they are outside the water. Firstly, to cool down. Because they are reptiles. They do not have sweat glands like our skins that allows us to release that heat from inside our bodies.
Are they
They have
sleeping?
scales. Yeah, that one might be sleeping and opening its mouth to also release that heat from inside their body. There's also a bigger one under the platform on the right side. And secondly, they also let the small, must be a brave bird to come and, that one is
now it's
definitely real,
closed.
as that one already closed the mouth.
They close them all.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely real.
That's real now.
So they also let the small birds help them to clean their mouth and their teeth by picking up the leftover from their mouth and teeth. Well,
Oh yeah, another
but the
day.
truth about this crocodiles, they have about 66 to 68 teeth. But they don't use that one for chewing. They only use that one to grip their prey. And they kill their prey by doing a roll, which is called the death roll of the crocodiles. And those teeth, they keep on falling. But the good quality or ability of the crocodiles, they can grow them back. That's why for a crocodile who could have lived about 80 years, they could have grown about
There's a baby.
10,000 teeth.
There's a baby.
These animals on the left side are largely found in India and the neighboring countries, the Nilgai.
See, there's a baby.
And I have heard the Nilgais got their name from two Hindi words.
Look, there's a baby.
Baby!
I heard the Nilgais got their name from two Hindi words. The first word is Nil or Nila, which means... Huh?
Wow, look, this
Nila?
another one.
Not the color blue? Yeah. Nila means blue and Gai, which means cow. That's why they are also called as the blue bull. But I was
What is here
wondering,
in front of us?
have you seen anything blue there?
No.
No.
Then how can we call them as the blue bull?
So very
Let's go and find out the answer to the next habitat.
That's
So
the
the
one,
gate is
right?
opening.
Alright.
Heading into the next habitat, we'll have a mix of animals both from Africa and Asia.
Mix
But
of
into the next
animals
habitat
again.
are all male animals. That's why we call the next habitat as the bachelors group.
The bachelors.
Now you might be thinking, why we separate the bachelors or the males from the rest of our animals? This is our natural way of controlling their breeding or reproduction. We are currently home to over 3,000 animals here in the park. But we still do not want to overpopulate them so that we can properly take care of them and provide for their needs. And speaking of taking care of these animals, here in Dubai Safari Park, we proudly have our own veterinary hospital right inside the park for any emergency medical cases that we may have to attend to for these animals.
Veterinary.
Well, as you are looking for the hospital, you can actually have a visit of our hospital if you will be booking for the behind-the-scene package. Behind-the-scene package is a guided tour that takes you to parts of the back house of Dubai Safari Park. Included also in the package is animal interaction like meeting and feeding the likes of the rhinos, the elephants, the lemurs, and a few more of our animals here in the park. You can check on all the details and how to book the behind-the-scene package through our website at dubaisafari.ae.
Sa Dubai.
Now let's head into the next one and meet the bachelors.
Bachelors. Yay. Let's meet the males. There's no females. Let's go meet the males.
Layon mo, tuloy
The
mo.
first animal to justify their name as the blue bull. On the right side of the bus is the male of the Nilgai. Unlike the females who are predominantly light brown in color that we saw before we entered in here, the male ones are the ones who grows a little bit bluish gray in color, standing out for their name as the blue bull. Down on the left side are the spotted deers. They are also called as the cheetal or the axis deer. Next to them in the middle are the Indian antelopes or the black buck, one of the fastest land mammal who clocked a top speed of about 80
The one with the
kilometers
one
per
horn looks
hour.
like a unicorn.
Saan?
Well, the origin of the unicorns are actually the scimitar horned oryx.
I told you,
Those
you always
oryxes.
have an answer.
Yeah. Those oryxes are the origins of the unicorns. They might have two horns, but if you catch them on a perfect side view, those oryxes looks like they only have one horn because their horns are two parallel
Look at
to
their
each
horn.
other.
Look at their horn.
It's a unicorn.
A little bit further on the left side, those animals feeding under the shade are the addax. Addax is another very well adapted animal to the desert
Addax?
living. That color of the addax is slowly turning to be their summer coat, as during the summer they are almost white in color that helps them reflect the sun's heat. Another nilgai here down on the right side And one more is coming towards the left side as we take this U-turn. These ones are the original unicorns.
Ah, this one. Pero, what is this?
Hello,
Hey,
unicorn.
hey, hey, Carabao.
This one is a closer look of the male nilgai. And it's only the male ones who grow the two short
Is it
horns on their
sleeping?
head.
Why is it closing its eyes?
Nice, awake.
And of course, we cannot miss these animals with two straight horns with full white body, as this is the national animal of the United
Oryx.
Arab Emirates,
What
the
is it?
Alma,
Orange.
or the Arabian Oryx.
Orange.
National.
It is also shared by Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and a few more Middle Eastern countries
Where's
as
the
their
unicorn?
national animal too.
Hello, unicorn.
Another national animal sitting down on the right side is the sable antelope, the national animal of Zimbabwe. Because of their big and sharp horns, they also are known to be a very challenging prey for most of its predators.
Hi.
They use those big sharp horns to also
Why are you
protect themselves,
staring at us?
and they also charge on their predators.
You poo-poo. A pile of poop. So mad.
Grabe, pagpasok ng dito. Basta-basta.
Now heading into the next one
Okay, next.
is the animal who is considered by most of the people to be the real king of the jungle. Because unlike the lions who actually lives in savannas and open grasslands of Africa, the next big cats who are known because of their orange color with their black stripes, the tigers are the ones who actually lives in the jungles and in the forests of Asia. And to be more specific, the tigers that we have here in the park are the Bengal tigers. This is the national animal of India and Bangladesh. Bengal tigers are also the second biggest of the tigers in terms of size. Bigger than them are still the Siberian tigers. But in general, who's actually bigger? The lions or the tigers?
Which one is bigger?
Tigers are bigger than the kings?
Which one is bigger?
Lions? Because they are the kings.
Which one is the bigger?
Well, actually, the tigers are the biggest of the cat species. They are definitely bigger compared to the lions as they actually have more muscle mass compared to the lions.
Oh, I gotta check the thing.
But having been said that they are the biggest cats, you might find these tigers a little bit smaller than what you were expecting because the tigers that we have in here are still relatively young ones. These tigers are just between the ages of 5 to 7 years
She's
old.
sleeping.
In fact, all of the tigers that we have here on this group were actually born here in Dubai.
One more there. Oh. Walking there.
Baka ito yung mga alaga ng ano.
And just like the lions, these big cats, you might also find them sleeping. It's not because they sleep that much as the lions do, but it's because of the hot weather that they are feeling. And besides, tigers are known to be nocturnal animals. They are mostly active during the night time. Because unlike the lions who are also social in nature, who is dependent on females when it comes to hunting, tigers are known to be solitary animals. They normally live and hunt by themselves. Here's one of them, a little bit more active towards the right side. And walking on this side, I believe you will have an idea why this one is walking on this side. Yep, because of those oryxes on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
They want to eat.
Yes.
Waiting. Why don't you?
Waiting for this one. See? Eating.
Wow.
And as much as possible here in Dubai Safari Park, we try to copy the natural habitat of our animals so that they can still practice their natural ways of living or their natural behaviors. That's why as we enter this cave in front of us, you will swimmer.
See?
Tigers are one of the very few cat
Waterfalls.
species who can actually
There's a
swim.
waterfall.
They were even observed to be swimming from an island to island distances, using their large paw and their strong legs that enables them to paddle themselves when they
Look,
are
tiny
in the
birds.
water.
Look at the cute tiny birds over here. They're so tiny.
And what's more interesting and amazing about the black stripes that you find on the tiger's body, those black stripes are not just the color of the hair or the fur of the tiger. Those black stripes are like tattoos. It goes deep into their skin. That even without the hair or the fur of the tiger, you will still find those black stripes that they have on their bodies. And just like the stripes of the zebras as well as the patterns of the giraffe, none of them has the same. It is unique for each individual, like our fingerprints.
They don't have the same.
Now, as we have seen the likes of the lions and the tigers, are you not
Yeah, another door.
wondering how we are feeding these carnivores like them?
Huh?
Well, we actually don't feed them inside that habitat. Our animal care team prepare their food and they call them to have their meal inside their indoor shelter like these facilities behind the fences on the right side. We have to do that one to make sure that they are evenly fed. And besides, we don't feed them with live animals for them to hunt. Their diet is mainly consists of raw meat like chickens and beef. But each individual gets about 5 to 7 kilograms of raw meat during their feeding days. And yes, I would say feeding days because we only feed them 5 days in a week. The other 2 days of the week are not 2 consecutive days but goes in between the 5 days as their fasting days. We don't give them the fasting days to punish them, but we are trying to also keep their natural instinct and behavior of looking for the food. Because even out in the wild, there's still no guarantee for these predators that they will be catching a prey on a daily basis for them to feed on. Unlike these animals here on the left side of the bus who are known to be the best hunters in the continent of Africa, well, as I have heard the name of the hyenas, these animals are not actually related to them. They might look like the hyenas or the wolves, but these are the African wild dogs.
Dogs?
Yep.
See dogs, look.
They are also called with the name as the painted dogs or the Cape hunting dogs. And how good are they in hunting? Getting an average success rate of about 80%. Or 4 out of 5 of their huntings, they catch the prey. Putting it in comparison, lions, who are also a group hunter, only gets an average of about 30%. A massive difference between their hunting success rate. And from their name itself suggests, being the wild dogs, they are known to be a very vicious hunter. That once they catch the prey, they don't even wait for their prey to die. They eat them dead or alive.
Why
They
did you
normally do that
stare
one
at
because
me?
they cannot afford to be wasting time. Otherwise, if they will be waiting for their prey to die, a lot of other competitors just like the hyenas who can also steal the kill or the hunt that they caught. That's why as much as possible, they start feeding on their prey as soon as they catch them. Now from an animal who's known to be good in hunting, let's go and find these animals who are known to be an excellent climber. You may find them now in front of the bus, down on the ground. But these animals are largely found from the Rocky Mountains of the northern coastline of the African continent or the Barbary Coast,
climbers.
where they actually got their name from. These are the Barbary ships.
The Barbie ships?
Well, they are called the ships, but do they actually look like a ship?
No.
They look like goats, yes. Especially if you find the male ones with their long and thick beards underneath their neck part. These animals are said to be half goat and half sheep. Not a crossbreed though, but it just so happened that the protein on their blood is 50% of both of those animals. Well, aside from climbing, they can also jump high at about 2 meters from their standing position. Although they are agile, but once they see a predator, their initial reaction is to stay motionless. First and foremost, to avoid being detected by their predators.
No, I like it. I like listening. It's like my school.
Now in this space is where we keep most of
Like
the
as a
females
school,
and the
huh?
young of the bachelors that we have met earlier. We have the female and the young of the Nil guys towards the left side.
See, the nail.
Here down on the right side are the female and the young of the black fox, which unlike the male ones who grows darker to almost black on their back, females are predominantly light brown without their corkscrew-shaped horns.
Oh.
Next to them is the biggest
Oh,
Asian
there's so
antelope.
many.
Sorry, biggest
Oh,
Asian or
good
oriental
night.
deer. That one is a sambar deer.
Aw.
Sambar deers, you will normally find them near the bodies of waters as they are known to be an excellent swimmer too. They can fully submerge their bodies with only the head and neck up when they do swimming.
Ooh, spiral.
And speaking of animal who likes to be in the water, Right across the moat are those big black Asian water buffaloes.
Water.
Unlike the African Cape buffaloes, who are known to be a little bit aggressive in nature, Asian water buffaloes are known to be domesticated. And proudly representing the Philippines together with yours truly, the Asian water buffalo still stands as the national animal of the Philippines, locally called as the
Carabao. isn't it?
Carabao.
Ja,
You missed the Carabao?
You
Is
know
there?
Carabao?
det är trädet, det ska bet.
You didn't see the Philippine national animal.
betet.
Carabao is there.
It's currently 2:05 in the afternoon. If you haven't joined our giraffes yet on their feeding time, the next feeding time will start at 2:30 until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But if you decide to go and see the other villages first, you can also come back a little later at 4 to 4:30 in the afternoon. That will be the final and last feeding time for the giraffes. You can also catch our live animal presentations. The next one will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was once faster than the fastest car who did it from 0 to 97 kilometers per hour in 3.5 seconds.
See there.
Why are they not running?
There.
It's a little bit hot for them.
Oh. Oh, look, a tiny bird taking a
But
bath.
the truth about the speed of this animal, they can only keep that one on a short time and distance. That's why if you watch them hunting, you will normally find them stalking their prey. They try to get as close as possible before they attack. But looking at the cheetah there, are they actually big cats? No? Yes? No? Well, they're actually not. We only have 4 big cats on that family. You can help me name the 4 big cats? Tiger? Lion? One more from Africa?
Jaguar.
Jaguar from Americas? And, yep, one more from Africa. Starts with the letter L. Leopard, yes. So the big cats are the lions, the tigers, the leopards, and the jaguar. Now, aside from the cheetahs are smaller in terms of size, there is something that the cheetahs cannot do that the other 4 can.